Good morning, everyone. 8 o'clock on the start of your Wednesday morning. Glad you're with us to start what is expected to be a wild day when it comes to the weather. We start with rain here. Raining in some places still, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah,
then
for sure.
the snow comes at the end of the day.
It was one round of rain and then the next round of rain around 9 in Buffalo. So that's coming our way right now. We can see it over a corner.
So it's so interesting how, okay, I'm just going to pull up the 7-day here so that you can actually see what's going on. We drop about 30 degrees.
Okay, but eyes on the prize. Look at next week.
Yeah.
Hey, it's really nice to feel those temperatures in early March.
70 degrees on Monday, all things considered. We broke a record yesterday. And then the winds today going to be a big issue.
I know. I get nervous about those winds.
Do you?
I do. Not today's winds. I mean, just winds in general.
Okay. Why? What do you think is going to happen?
I think something's going to blow off my fill in the blank.
So Joyce is right there with you. She says, I always worry about the tree out back. So that's kind of an interesting thought. Like if you've got those shallow rooted trees with everything that we've seen in the last couple of months, you might be kind of considering what's next.
We had a wild tree moment yesterday.
Go on.
I forgot to tell you about this. So a truck drove down our street. And, you know, we live in Buffalo. We've got a street it's tree lined.
Mm-hmm.
And the trees are pretty sturdy. They've been there for a while. Well, it was like a regular truck, semi-truck, and it took a huge branch off one of the trees. We heard this like crack outside, and Paul and I and the dog, all three of us are like, what was that? Over to the window. And there was a branch on top of the truck.
Oh my gosh.
Like a huge branch, like double the size of this desk. And then we took the dog for a walk later and we're like, well, that's the tree.
No kidding. And it probably looks so bare now.
Then they managed to get it down, but I was just like, whoa.
So Jeanette says she's concerned about losing power today. My mom, the pine trees fell in a nor'easter. Mark says Saturday looks good for Mississippi Mud's opening. Danielle says, please complain too much. At least it's not raining yet. Okay. Jason, though, says it's thundering in Springville. Brittany says this is like perfect migraine weather.
I saw some wild lightning on my way in today. Did anybody else catch some lightning?
The
huge
thunder.
Bolt like right in front of me. And I was like, oh.
Yesterday afternoon around 4:40-ish or so, I was walking into the gym, and the second after I walked in, there was this massive bolt of lightning that came down. And I mean, huge, like it lit up the entire room. And then this loud clap of thunder.
Do you do the thing where you count? You're like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And then you're like, oh, it's 2 miles away. It's 2 miles away. I don't know if that's real or not.
Carol says, I worry about my grandson's trampoline. Right. That thing could blow all over the place. And then Linda says, be sure to charge all of your phones, etc. Great
that's
advice,
a good reminder.
Linda. Yeah.
And charge up one of those little, what do they call it?
Like a generator, like a portable
little box things, you know.
Oh,
the extra charge.
Yeah, that external battery.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about this. I wonder about prices. Everything is so expensive these days. Let me ask you this, just in a general thought. What is the most expensive thing that you're paying for? I don't mean like your mortgage. I don't mean your car.
Well, okay. So what do you mean? Narrow it down.
I want like the most expensive good that you have. So is it your cable bill? Is it your groceries? I guess utilities. What's the most expensive utility? What's the most expensive thing at the grocery store? Like if you could think, what's bothering you in terms of expense?
Okay, so what's bothering you? Maybe that's a better way to put it. Because I would say that most people, your grocery is going to be the most expensive because you do get it every, you need so many groceries. On average, they say we spend $400 a month, a family.
Jeez.
That's all of us on average, $400. That's what it was, right? No, that's a lie. I lied. I'm sorry. It's $1,000 a month because it was $270 a week. $270 a week.
That's a lot of money.
On groceries.
Lauren says probably groceries. Kelly, cable and internet. Melly says my cell phone and groceries. Mary says, okay, guys, I'm going grocery shopping today, heading to Trader Joe's. Anita says laundry detergent. You're right. My mom, of course, in capital letters says the cell phone because she refuses to switch. We're all on the family plan. She refuses to switch to an unlimited plan. So it winds up costing her more in the long run.
You're using the data.
Correct.
That's why.
And now she's stuck in the house all day, not by any other method or madness of her own than of her own.
Yeah.
So she's using Wi-Fi all day.
Susan, we just had that story that you're talking about, her car insurance for 6
Mhm.
cars. We just did that story, had on the morning show this morning because car insurance has gone up for so many people.
But Susan, good Lord, 6 cars. That's, I mean,
Can I borrow one?
seriously, are they nice?
All right, Denise is saying eggs went up, and she's right because last week a couple of people were saying, oh, they found dashes. I think it was dashes last week. You guys said you saw $1.99. I don't price track at dashes. But I did not. I think I looked this week. I didn't see eggs for $1.99. You'll have to check. Mary, will you check Trader Joe's for me today? I did eggs this past week. They range between $2.78 and $3.49 for a dozen eggs.
So I went to Wegmans, and I told you earlier in the week, they had 18 eggs, which we buy that family pack all the time because
You buy the 2-pack of 18 eggs.
right,
You buy 36 eggs.
right, because it's cheaper that way, or at least it was. And we hard boil some. We have some for breakfast here and there. We eat a lot of eggs.
So do we. We buy the same thing if I'm at Wegmans.
Well, so it was 2 for $6. Now it's 2 for $9.
It was 2 for $6. It was 2 for $6. I think right around Christmas for sure, because I remember I was buying them for the pierogi, and they're 2 for $9. I saw that the other day.
That really grinds my gears.
If you get 1 dozen eggs at Wags right now, they're $3.29.
Why? So what is driving the price here? Like, is it? You're right. Is it Easter? As
Maybe.
we had been talking about.
Time of year.
Danielle says orange juice went up. A gallon of orange juice is now almost $8. At Save a Lot, no less.
Mary says she's going to check Trader Joe's for us. Thank you, Mary.
And then Lori says the cost of toilet paper is up. You found some interesting statistics about toilet paper.
Well,
also.
toilet paper is one of the things that I did track. Now, I don't know about you guys. Personally, this is not how I track it. Personally, I buy a huge thing of toilet paper.
We do too.
Like a monster thing of toilet paper. And one time I made Paul get 2 of them because Target was having a deal. I follow all the deals that if you spent $50, then on certain paper products, then you got like 15 or 20 back. So I had him walking around with like 2 things of toilet paper with like 60 rolls each.
Wow, he must have a belly issue.
He's like, people are going to think we have problems. I'm like, just get it to the register.
Imodium AD or something also in the cart.
It was so funny. And then but okay, it's not like you're not going to use it. And it was a better deal.
Yeah.
But we just tracked 6 rolls of toilet paper. Now, most of them I'm going to say were around $7 to $8, $7.
And how many rolls was this?
6.
Okay.
Aldi, though, they don't really have a 6-pack of toilet paper. Like, that's their generic brand. They have a 12 roll, and it's $5.19. So it's actually the cheapest. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because Michael Wooten had some of these on his show last week, and he got to the toilet paper, and I was like, I wonder how, because I said, this is a 12-pack. It's not the 6. And I'm like, I wonder how he's going to kind of clarify this. And he said something along the lines like, but of course we know with toilet paper, sometimes the quality is important. There's different degrees of quality or something. It was really cute the way he said it. It was
like cute. With his accent. Of course we know.
It was cute the way he said it. I was like, that's the nicest way to put what you're putting.
So funny.
Yeah.
Jeff is right. Cheap isn't always good. Diane says I buy the 18-pack, but I have 3 bathrooms. Brittany, I order 2... Who Gives a Crap is a company? What is that? I'm going to Google this. What is Who Gives a Crap? Who Gives a Crap toilet paper? That pops right up.
How about that?
Okay, so Who Gives a Crap is a company that you can actually order toilet paper through. It's good for the planet, good for your bum, they say.
Oh.
Free shipping, premium, bamboo.
2 pluses.
Seriously, bamboo toilet paper, double length rolls start at $44. So, okay, how many rolls come in that? So 48 rolls,
okay,
you can buy one time for $68.
Ooh, okay.
Or subscribe and get $10 off your first order for $58. So you're getting 48 rolls
for $68.
Yeah,
well, it's like $1.25 or something like that. How much was it? For how much does it cost?
48 rolls will cost you $58 if you subscribe, or $68 if you make
$1.20.
Okay, so realistically, we buy the Scott toilet paper. Russ refuses to buy like Charmin or anything like that because he thinks it's going to clog the drain. So he's very please.
Why? Because he thinks it's too cushy.
Yeah,
it's going
to clog. It's going to jam the toilet. It's a problem.
Too luxurious,
right? So we wind up buying like the Scott that you would put in your bathroom at work.
Right. And
so it's kind of like, you're wiping and wiping and wiping. And
okay, all right.
You know what I mean, though?
Okay.
You just use a lot of it. And it is about $1.25 a roll. So I kind of feel like if you're getting the premium then from this company, it might be worth it.
The one that I buy, I was just checking the price really quick on Target because like I have the price of the little guy, but the one I buy is the big one. It's 30 rolls. And that's why Paul was complaining because I made him carry 60 rolls of toilet paper to the checkout the one time. But it was 30 rolls for $20. Okay. So that comes to like 66 cents, 67 cents a roll. Like that's much more expensive. This kind, I don't know. Is toilet paper something you really set on? Do you love a certain kind?
Russ's mom is here. Good morning, Paula. Glad you're with us.
Are you brand loyal?
She says, Russ is right, Ed. Then Jeff Baker, only the best for your butt. Well, so there you go. I mean, look, if you're getting the same amount or better quality for the same price, then
Quinlan says this is his favorite show yet.
Anita.
Relatively new to Second Cup, huh?
It's crappy, she says. No doubt.
Okay, let's see here. Wait, Danielle says they get their toilet paper in bulk from Sam's Club. A little bit more than regular retail prices, but you get 48 rolls.
What is Walmart's price for toilet paper?
Well, you want the 6? I did the 6 rolls at Walmart. $6.98.
Okay, so it's $1 basically. $1 what? 10?
You know what? Yeah, $1 like 20-ish. So that's about the same as Target. I would say, and I'm trying to think, so don't directly quote me. I can go back and look, but I feel like when I price checked 2 years ago, that this was like $1 less.
Well, okay, so thank you, inflation.
What are you giggling at?
Lauren and her mom are going back and forth. Joyce says cat food and litter have gone up. What about your dog food? That might be a good price tracker.
My dog food did go up a little bit. We got an email about it. I just get a chip to the house.
Okay, through like Chewy or something?
No, it's through whatever brand the rescue group used. I just kept Bandit on it because I accidentally took him off at one time and we didn't.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
Well, I didn't know. I was a first-time dog mom. He was only a couple months old and he had the one kind for the first 4 months of his life, 5 months of his life. And then I switched him and I didn't realize I couldn't buy it at the pet store.
Oh, jeez.
You have to edit chip. And I got as close as I could, but you know what that does to their bellies if you've ever had a dog.
It's not good.
You change things up and
Jim Nelson says, are we done talking crap yet?
Apparently not, because I moved on to dog food. So okay, yeah, let's get off it. So
the rain though, do you hear that rain in downtown Buffalo?
Yeah, but anybody, let me know if you say eggs for $1.99 anywhere. Chicken breast, really quick, by the way, if you're getting them this week, $1.99 at Tops and Wegmans if you get the big pack.
And Tops usually has some sales too associated, right?
Yeah, I would say this is probably this is pretty cheap for the chicken. $1.99 is not bad for chicken breasts per pound. Okay.
Let's talk about spring break. Okay, so a lot of your kids, a lot of your grandkids just back in school now from February break. Spring break is coming up. So what are you planning for spring break? Is there something in particular or a vacation that you might be going on? Skip something February break, get away during spring break. We're talking about expensive things. I mean, you could theoretically be paying a lot of money for a trip. Are you skipping the trip this year? What do you typically do? And how do you start to plan? How do you start to save now?
You know what? It's hard. It's hard. I think it's really expensive. I actually saw a girl I know. This is on my personal Facebook that I saw this. She is a teacher. And so she was like, hey, we have to go away spring break week. Obviously she's like, I'm looking for some tips. She was more looking for tips to book a good flight because she hadn't booked yet. It's a couple of weeks ago, maybe. And she's like, we have to go spring break week. I'm a teacher because people were like, oh, try some flexible dates. She's like, I can't do flexible dates because I have to be there this week.
So Sean actually says 14 of us are going to Disney and then says, pray for me. No joke. Actually better off that you're going now because the price of tickets at certain parks are going up next year.
We just had that on the show today, Sean. They're going up $5 to $10 per park and the park hopper's going up too.
And that's already an expense, right? I mean, it's really pricey to go to Disney as it is.
I haven't personally priced out a Disney trip, but I see what some of the families pay to go. It's expensive.
Jason says we're going back to Gaithersburg and Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Dollywood down there. That'll be fun.
Okay, Jeff Baker did want me to share this too because he sent me earlier. He was like, do you get the Pelicanos emails? And I said, I checked their Facebook. They had some interesting meat deals, some good meat deals. So for, I think it was $99, you have to imagine X amount of chicken, pork chops, sausage, beef, ground beef, that kind of stuff.
Sounds like a meat raffle.
It does sound like a meat raffle, except you're paying for it.
Right.
So if you're looking for a meat package, he said maybe check there for some good prices.
James says my friend just took his family on a cruise. They had big sales. He said the ship was packed.
Look what Anita said.
Disney was $11,000 for 3 of us. Holy cow, Jeff, the mouse is making too much money. So interesting.
That's expensive.
Yeah, I mean, and then okay, Kelly says we're doing the anti-park Orlando trip this year. So what are you going to be doing?
Yeah, what do you do, Kelly?
I mean, there's a lot to do in Orlando. Or downtown Orlando is actually very cool.
There is a lot to do in Orlando.
I loved it. And you know, there's a lot of great restaurants, a lot of great attractions, museums.
Did you go when you were a kid to Disney? Did you do the
we
Disney
went
thing?
Disney once, and to be
Yeah.
honest with you, once was enough for me. We actually just went with Russ's family probably 2 years ago, last October, not this past October, the previous. So two Octobers ago we went, and we had a good time, but it was, I'm sure, just a lot. I mean, Lauren had a baby. Andrea couldn't come because the girls were in school. It was a lot. And
Did you do the rides a lot?
I don't think we went on a lot of rides.
Did you do Epcot?
We did Epcot, I think. And like I said, like I'm not a huge Disney person, so to me, I'm like, okay, cool. Like we're in Disney. We saw the Hall of Presidents. That was fascinating to me.
Okay.
But I remember like the Tower of Terror. Do you remember that ride?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. I remember that as a kid, and I loved it.
Oh,
it's
God.
like the one that brings you up in the elevator and brings you out, and then drops you, and then brings you up and drops you.
I remember Space Mountain, and my dad got us to go on it, and he was like, well, I'll sit together, honey, because I was a little hesitant about the roller coasters.
Mhm.
And then it turned out you had to be one in each seat. So it was like he put David in front of him,
Oh,
him
gosh.
in the middle, me in the back or something like that. And David loved it. I was like, get me out of here.
I think that if you're going to Disney, you got to get mentally prepared for this.
Jeanette, I'm going to send you a message, by the way, about your friend. Or you send me a message so we can connect on that. Maybe I'll do a story on that.
Why do I say you got to be mentally prepared for this? Because I think that every single parent, when you look around at Disney parks, like everyone is miserable.
Well, let's be real. Meltdowns happen.
But like the parents are miserable. I mean, it's like supposed to be the most magical place on earth, but like, where's the magic? Do you know what I mean?
Well, you know what, though? It's a great experience, I'm sure. But the kids, you know what? They're off. There's no naps.
Right.
We're not napping right now. We're trying to, it's hot sometimes. There's lines. You can't just go right on your favorite ride.
Which is annoying. We got a message about the power outage in the Valley neighborhood. I was just looking at National Grid's website, so I apologize for not paying attention. Looks like 255 customers are out, and I'm just trying to zoom in a little bit more to see, okay, like where we're talking like in the Smith Street area, Fulton Street, Perry Street, Elk Street, Euclid Place, all those streets without power this morning. And this is right by PS 33, the Bilingual Center. It looks like that power is going to be back on this morning around 10 o'clock. So
Okay. That's kind of a small area, but
yeah.
Still, it's the worst when you're getting up and getting ready. A lot of people are still commenting on Disney. Michael says the most magical place on earth is anywhere I can escape the public. My mom says you're either a Disney person or you're not, she thinks.
Yeah, I agree.
Kristen said that's why they didn't take the kids to Disney when they were younger. It's fun now that they're older.
And then Lori says all of the adrenaline takes a lot of kids' energy, then the meltdown.
Oh, this is cute. Julie says her aunt just retired from Disney and she loved her
I'm
job.
sure.
She worked there for decades.
I am sure that is a great job. When you can make people happy, like, you know, if you're dressed as a character or if you're in the service industry, your job is literally to make the customer happy.
I have long said I would make a wonderful princess. I have long said.
And then we all looked and said, ooh, the Beast.
I have long said is next to her.
Woo! Marguerite, I saw Dad at Disney with a t-shirt that said most expensive day ever.
That's funny.
Mary, my brother retired from Disney. He's happy. Princess Katie, Joyce, behave, Ed. Okay, Kelly says, oh my God, my daughter goes to Disney every year. She's 31 and loves it.
Robin wanted to retire to be the fairy godmother.
Would be loved by children. I don't know. I think, I mean, like the whole production value is very cool. And I kind of, if you look at it from that aspect, like from, you know,
I love
our
how the
eyes,
princesses are like, oh, and they do the little like things, you know, and the little kids bow to them. They're so cute.
Jeff says, Paul said, you're his princess.
Darn right.
I've heard Paul say a couple of other things. In fact, I just heard it this weekend.
Queen.
One of them was which? With a
Mm-mm.
capital W.
Never. Never.
Gosh.
I think
So
it would
funny.
be really fun for maybe a little while. I don't know if I could do it forever.
What?
Like working there with kids all the time.
Yeah.
So my number one concern would be working with all the little kids.
Germs.
Getting sick. 100%. I'd be like, Princess Katie says, stay by the door. Away from here because I see your stuffy little nose.
Social distancing.
We social distance here. Princess Katie's castle. Hit that Germex on your way over. Yeah.
Speaking of germs, here we are. Early spring, it felt like anyway.
I know. Did you guys get out and enjoy yesterday? We took Bandit for a nice long walk. He loved it.
Yeah, I took Gladys for a nice walk also.
So funny, though.
By the time I got home from the gym, the winds had started picking up, so it got a little cooler.
When you get Gladys home, is she just covered in mud? Like her little
not
feet?
really, because I try, honestly, in earnest, to avoid the dirt.
I do too, but they love to sniff a tree. God, they love to sniff a tree.
But
and
you're the
trees
boss,
are
Katie.
always where the mud is. I know, but they love a good tree sniff, and it's so good for them to sniff stuff.
Is it? Like, I guess
They say it's like mental stimulation for dogs.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Gladys-
These things.
I know. I don't understand.
We don't know why the bottom of these cups come off.
Okay,
but-
I got this. It's called Dowan from Amazon. These are the cheapest.
Okay, all right. But we don't know why the bottom comes
Like,
off.
why would a company make something like
And
this?
do you want to know the weirdest thing is when it gets hot
Yeah.
is when the bottom comes off.
It's so weird.
And it like throws off your like balance of holding the cup.
It's bizarre.
It's like silicone. And then I don't know why it does
But
that.
like, and it's I thought it was going to be like, you can't slide or anything, and you can't.
Until it comes right out of the
Right.
bottom.
So I take it off and I just play with it.
I mean, it's
Perfect.
nice. We like it because it doesn't scratch this desk. You know what I mean? Like, because this was a new desk. And
Lori says sniffing is dog's greatest pleasure.
yeah, that's what they say, that it like is like stimulation for them and gets them like really.
Going.
And then afterwards, they're like, whew, they're tired.
So Gladys, I like giving her this little treat ball, and you can like put.
Does she roll it?
Well, she rolls it, and you have to like pull out the fabric to get the
Oh,
treat.
yeah. Like,
And
sure.
then at PetSmart, I found this cute little like mat where you can put treats inside the little felt.
A snuffle mat.
Is that what it is?
Mhm.
And so, she has to lift up certain things and dig to
You
find
know what?
it.
I'm going to give you the couple things we have for Bandit because he's just so big.
Yeah.
There's like a round thing and you can hide treats in a little thing, but he's so big. He's like, bam, 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 bam. Like, I'm like, okay, that took 4 seconds. Glad I spent money on that.
Robin says, I think muddy paw prints on my kitchen floor are my dog's greatest pleasure.
You know what? I gave him one of those lick mats. I
Yeah,
was
you were
telling you
telling
about that. I
me.
put the pumpkin on it, peanut butter. I froze it. We gave it to him the other day. He was so excited. He started hyperventilating, but also trying to eat it. He's like, licking. I was like, we'd take it away for a little bit.
Noreen says, my boys stop at every tree. Our walks take forever. At what point do you say, okay, enough? Like,
Sometimes you have to. You're like, we got to go.
Gladys she knows the routine. It's so funny. So I'll walk her one way, walk her right back, and we'll wind up in front of our house. But she knows that sometimes I'll walk her down the other
You
block.
get to go a little further. Yeah. Mhm.
And then she just automatically thinks that we're going to do this every day. And she puts the brakes on when we don't.
We have one spot. You go down the street, and to the right is the park. To the left is the normal walk that we do, because the park really does take like an hour to like get all the way around it with everything. And Bandit pumps the brakes, like you said, takes a seat, and leans his body toward the park. And we're just
He
like,
wants to go.
every day. We're like, we don't have time today. We'll go like twice a week, but like not every day. We don't have time.
So Kathy says it's so much fun having a horse with all this mud.
Oh my God,
I'm sure you
Kathy.
get dirty also.
Can't even imagine.
Brittany says, this is why I have a cat. And then Carrie says, Blanche likes walking with daddy because I will say walk with mommy when I'm done with the sniffing. So do you not let her continue sniffing, or
Paul
what?
gets it after a while. Paul's like, let's go.
Right.
I get it.
It gets to be a lot. Like, you've got other things to do. Do your business and let's go.
Paul says he thinks that, you know how they all like be on the same tree, like 100 dogs. He's like, it's like them like leaving a group text message. Paul says, he's like, let me see who's here. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me let him
Katie's
know
here,
who's
Ed's here. It's like romper room.
Stupid.
Gladys is funny because she thinks she's the mayor of the neighborhood. So I don't know if she thinks that she's defending or protecting me, but she barks at everyone, and she does this like attack dog bark.
Oh, no, we don't bark. We greet everyone.
Yeah, well, we protect.
Hi.
And I say, okay, Gladys, mind your business.
You gotta
And
go.
then everyone laughs because her name is funny.
I know, it's a cute little name.
All right, everyone, have a great day.
Gladys, mind your business. Sounds like you're like grandma. Gladys, mind your business. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. See ya.